Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Your host Superman in the house for the second live stream today. This time on a X1 blockchain as it ramps up its early launch phase, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Very different topics, of course. So let's get into it. Don't forget to get in the chat there as well. Share the show around on X, and before we get going, I'm going to post the links in some of the X1 chat groups. And if you're interested in X1 and its early development, some people call it Solana 2.0, but it really is the next tech level for that technology. So pretty exciting. So let me just post this in the chat there, live now, covering the X1 chain, latest developments. Bam. All right, so let's post that, and there we go. All right, so let's post that on a few other chats, and then we'll get going into the show. Hope you guys are enjoying it. So let me see. We're going to go to the validated army as well. I think I can post in there. We'll find out. But let's go for gold. That seems okay. We'll go XDEX as well. We're going in there. Let's say hello, and bam, we're in there as well. Don't forget to hit the repost button as well. I think I've done everything. I think it's only the Zen groups that I can't post in from memory. So that's kind of cool. Let me post it in the Kryptonite Show itself. If you guys haven't joined up, of course, hit the Telegram and join the Discord. We've got Strategy Club in the Discord as well. So while we're jumping in there. And yeah, good times. We'll put that on Raid as well. Big shout out to Crypto Bro out there. Did some pretty cool stuff today. So kind of cool with some new bots. Right, so that's pretty much it. Let's get into it though, without further ado. And we're going to kick it off with the blockchain itself. So X1, of course, been operating for several weeks now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks or something like that. It's been a good amount of time. And let's get into where that is actually at the moment. So at the moment, we can see the actual blockchain around the world, X1 validator map. I'll post the link to this in the chat as well if you guys want to check it out. That is the link there, X1 Validator Online, and that will take you to where all the block explorers are. Sorry, the validators are on the chain. Remember, there's two sides to the of the chain for Solana. There's the proof of work side, proof of stake side for X1. So you know, with validating is doing the proof of stake. So you have to stake your XNT coin. That's the main fee coin for the chain, a bit like ETH is for Ethereum and Pulse is for Pulse Chain, for example. And so that's what you have to do. Now, they've had a big validator program, and they got the vast majority of the XNT stake. So starts off with a supply of 1 billion, and I think we're going to check it out, but about 970 million is staked or something like that. So we're going to check that out later. And then there's also the proof of work side, which is the Zen block. So people are Zen block mining as well. And that's not yet a part of the DeFi. That's going to be dropped once the XDEX goes live and price discovery comes into play. People that have been mining Zen blocks will get their credit there. And presumably we'll probably get Sol Zen as well, which was another version of that on Solana chain. That's kind of a little bit of the background there. So that's kind of the play there. You can see that most of the validators are operating in the United States and, of course, in Europe. And there's a few others. There's one in Africa here, one in Southeast Asia. And so we probably expect that to grow over time. If you scroll down a bit further, you can see all the blockchains. You got X1 Lab, of course, with Jack Levin, the founder of X1, along with Sun Tzu. And so we've got those all operating at the top there. They've got pretty big stakes, as you can imagine, in there at the moment. Each one of them's got about 6.4% of the total supply, so about 61.5 million XNT coins sitting in there, and that makes sense. As the founder, to anchor the chain. And then there's a lot of independent people in here as well. Even Zenpub is a validator there. It looks like they're sitting on 290,000 XNT, and they are They're the main information provider for Zen and X1. Pretty much, they're a big information provider, and they're amazing. Really, they do an amazing job. They also give a lot of other technology, so you can do validating, delegating, mining Zen blocks, doing Zen and everything else. So they're pretty awesome. So that's Zen blocks, and there's many others down. You can see Zen Pub 2, so they've obviously got 2 running at least. And then you'll probably, as you scroll down, you'll probably see some other well-known names in the community that are also validating in the chain. So that's pretty much it. That's a kind of an overview. Let's quickly get into the Block Explorer. This is a third-party Block Explorer, 40 blocks. And so we've covered this before in the past, but I always like to start off with the chain since that's the thing that's ramping up, right? So let's get into it. And, of course, people that are new won't be familiar. So this is a third-party Explorer, but a really good one. It's got lots of info, lots of details, get you up to speed pretty quickly there. So that is the explorer40blocks.com. And so at the moment, we're on this here. We can actually see the network rate at the moment. So 95% of the XNT. So it's got the information there. So the APY at the moment, the annual percentage yield, is currently at 8.23%. And of course, there's a bonus program for people, I think, if they're staking USDC, I think it is, from Solana. Total staked is 960 million XNT out of 1.01 billion. In fact, that's gone up. Remember, I think it was about 930 million when we covered this about 4 or 5 days ago. And so that's gone up quite a bit. And, there's only 1.01 billion. And there was 1 billion, but there's been about 10 million in inflation, right? 10 million inflation of XNT since the chain's been running. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that means there's very little XNT floating around the place, to be honest. So that's probably important there. What else there? We got network stake at 95%. Current slot is at the moment is 11,655,250. And so yeah, it's huge. So current slot number in the blockchain. Slots are time intervals where validators can produce blocks. And then you got the block height at the moment, 11.6 million, slightly higher number. Total number of confirmed blocks added to the blockchain since the launch, lower than the slot count because skipped slots don't produce blocks. There we go. So skipped slots don't produce blocks, so that's why it's lower. I said higher, but it's actually lower, by about 55,000. Current epoch is 65, and it's 74%, almost 75% the way through. Time period of 216,000 slots used to reward for the reward calculation and validator scheduling. Current epoch ends at 3:41 p.m. So there we go, and it's got there's 443,000 millisecond per slot. So there we go. Slot progress there, ticking away. 161 slots out of 216. And remember, some of them, if they skip a block, there's no block in them. So there we go. It's ticking away through. So some pretty cool. I always like teams that put the information side there. It's the way you can really pick it up real fast, what it's talking about. Total nodes at work at the moment, 1,176. So a lot of validators on the block there. Active is 1,135. And we've been following this, ramping up from a couple hundred and, eventually over 1,000. And so the validators, are just growing. So it's pretty cool. So at the moment, there's 1,135 actively available, eligible to produce blocks, and 851 are currently producing blocks. And of course, a block has all the transactions in it, right? So it's pretty cool. There's 9 RPC nodes as well, and health score 94%, so not bad. It's got another little map there of the blocks there, and they've got the block leader, X1 Cat, right now. It's got a little information above that. New York City is that one. Not bad. So that's ticking away there. Now, this is something that's really impressive, right, is the transactions per second, OMG. That's all we can say, but we're going to have to give this a little bit of magic because it's pretty impressive. So 3,128 transactions per second, OMG. That's pretty crazy, right? 0.06 seconds for block time. So not your 9 seconds or 12 seconds or anything like that, 10 seconds, but 0.06 seconds. So fraction of a second there, incredible. Now, they're looking to ramp this up, I believe, to 10,000 TPS, if I remember rightly. So that is incredible. So obviously, as more load comes in, that will be important too for the chain. Always imagine a kind of a chain's a little bit like a water pipe, a little bit. So yeah, ticking away there. Network efficiency 99.8%. Pretty impressive. Network load at the moment is 3.1%. So that's what I would expect to ramp up a lot there. Now, apparently the theoretical maximum is 100,000 TPS, 100,000 transactions per second. That's incredible. So you can see this is really frontier stuff. And network load only 3.1%. So obviously the chain is ramping up. So obviously that's going to increase over time as well, allowing for big DeFi explosion on the old X1 chain. And so what else we got going? I think that's kind of it. We see the blocks and the transactions ticking away. Pretty impressive, right? Just ticking away. Not too many problems from the looks of it. I think they only had one kind of hiccup regarding one of the validated dominance or something like that at the big early on. And apart from that, as far as I know, there hasn't been really been pretty flawless. So pretty exciting. That is where we are right now for the blocks and transactions. Obviously, over here, we've got a lot of stuff like active address statistics, things like that. So I'm presuming they're all pretty accurate. There's even a wallet you can obviously connect on here. But apparently there's 538,000 unique addresses now. And there's been 685 million total transactions, apparently, over the last 7 days. So, yeah, it's pretty ticking away there as well. We got reverts and other things like that. So a lot of blockchain techie stuff at the moment. So that's kind of the play on that one. Now I just wanted to jump from there. So that's Forder Blocks. That's the third-party block explorer. There is an official block explorer as well, but this has got a lot more details on it. So that's what we use on. Now let's get into some of the launches that have really been taken off. Before we do that, let me just pull up my other screen here, and we'll just leave it on these beautiful pie charts. Pretty little pie charts there. And we'll just give me a second to pull this up on the other screen. But that is where we are right now. So let's check over there from Forder Blocks. Let's get into some of the projects that are actually ramping up here. Now I've got on the title of the video X1, the next wave, basically. And that's because we've got the next wave. Since we did our last live stream about 4 or 5 days ago, I think this is our third or fourth, I think maybe fourth now on X1. I think we did one at launch, and we've done 2 others since other things have launched on it. And now we're doing I think this is the 4th one we've done, and we're doing them probably every 4 or 5 days, if not once a week, kind of thing, just as projects and things launch. Because once certain things launch in the future, this is the core stuff that's launching now, right? So, and we could reasonably expect that to ramp up before Christmas, right? Sort of get the core foundation for X1 before Christmas, and then an absolute explosion into 2026. That's kind of how I'm framing it, how I'm seeing it develop so far. So pretty cool. So let's jump into this detail here. So this is from X1 Name Service. As you guys know, we covered it in the last video, but it's been expanding really rapidly, its features, and it's really exciting. So this is good morning. This was back on the 25th of November. So 2 days ago. We spent the weekend cooking something big, and it's almost ready. X1 Name Service domains are about to become NFTs. So that was the big news there. So that was really exciting. So remember, they launched the name service. There was a big land grab for some of the common crypto names, community names, X1 type of names, meme coins, all that sort of stuff. So everyone was grabbing those real quick. There was a little controversy over some of the popular, influencer names out there, people grabbing them early and things like that. So it's a little bit of that. But as you guys know, we're not really a drama channel. We just like to get into the crypto stuff. Hey, Alron, good to see you. X1 for the 100%, looking really good. So this is kind of what we're seeing. So we've seen them go from name service and the big land. Everyone's after the big names. And of course, there's still lots of names out there you can get, but obviously people are ramping those up. And of course, we can now see that then we had the marketplace open. Remember, it was supposed to be 2 weeks, but they launched it like 2 days later. It was so quick. And now we've got, then after that, since that last stream that we had, they've now announced about NFTs, turning a domain name an NFT, which is pretty cool. So a non-fungible token. Here's what's coming. Register your X1 domain as an NFT. Tokenize any existing domain. Full Metaplex integration. Buy and sell on the marketplace, and each domain equals a unique NFT with its own rarity. Now, I think that's pretty important. That could be something really valuable in the future. Could be a bit of a wild card there with that unique NFT with its own rarity. Not live yet, but we're putting in the final touches. Now, that was 2 days ago. but this team, they like to front run their own moves. Then on the 25th, you might have heard about the massive NPM security. Apparently, they did an audit, and that was all good. So that's good news around that. Then we got this out. This was from the 26th. So this was yesterday, guys. Yesterday, and we got X1 family. We just deployed something massive. I like that. That's kind of how I write these things. X1 NS domains are now NFTs. How about that? So they talked about it and then they do it. So they're right teasers, this group, because they're so damn fast. Normally we're really, if someone announces something, it's like 2 weeks later if they're on time, right? If they're on time. These guys do it within 24, 48 hours. So it's kind of funny. Register your X1 domain as an NFT, full Metaplex standard, trade any future NFT marketplace on X1. Set primary domain, so that's kind of cool. Your X1 identity, SDK updated, npm install, and then of course the emoji domains as well. Mint with an emoji in there, so that's brand new. So you can do that too. So people will be after those too. So you're actually probably still quite early on the emojis. So if you wanted to get one of those, you should think about that. Get in nice and early with some of the popular emojis, because these guys will land grab them. And as far as I can tell, there was only a slow increase from last time. So pretty cool. Now we've got a little picture. We've got a picture here. So it's good because I'm not logged on to any of my accounts with my name services for good reasons. people steal my info. But we got 67 here is the master edition, X1. And of course, we've got some of these things, primary market, mutable. We've got the overview and things like that. So max total supply, current supply, etc. So that's some of the cool things there. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. All right, so that is, I think that was the only sneak peek there. So that was pretty cool. I don't even know if I reposted this out, actually. So I actually might repost that now while we're talking about it. So bam, there we go. So if you're watching on X, you can see I just reposted it on my profile. And then, of course, X1 there. We got that there too. Did I push this one? I'm not sure. X1 NS Community Hub is officially live as well. Now, I haven't pushed this in the video, but this is live too. So you can join Telegram, discuss any of their domain names, which is the X1, XNT, and Zen domains. And then, of course, you can get early updates and alpha, connect with the fellow domain connectors, collections, and, of course, shape the future of the chain as well. Let's build the future of Web3 identity here. Now, no doubt over time, these may become way more valuable. The actual names that you get, right, could become more valuable. And, of course, also the NFT rarity component and anything else sort of associated with any gamification as X1 ramps up and gets a lot busier. At the moment, you're in the early time, which is typically the very best time to get in, generally speaking, right? So that is pretty cool. So congratulations to the team there. All right, so that's pretty awesome from X1 Name Service. Kind of cool. And we might just come back on this one. So that's some of the cool stuff there as well. And just covered on a live show. Huge congrats. Bam. All right. So pretty cool. Good stuff happening there with the X1 name service. So do consider joining up to the Telegram. Also check out the marketplace. Get yourself a name for X1 and get in early, folks. Get in early. We've got Hexcavator in the house there. Hey, gang, great to see Hexcavator. I'm sure Hexcavator is going to get himself a name on X1 as well. So look forward to that. All right, so let's jump into the website, what it actually looks like. So we've got the website here, X1NS, and I'll post that link in the chat as well. I like to do this so you guys, can share the journey with me, share the journey. And a lot of people ask, what are the websites anyway? So there we go. So x1ns.xyz is the website, and that's how you can find it. So if you're on X1, you can just type that in and pick it up. So we've got X1 there. We've got the homepage. So the homepage, you can just search your name if you want to get a particular name. Maybe your name is Bobby John. I don't know. Bobby John, and you can enter search, and it will look to see whether you got your name there. It will tell you how much to register it, which is 4 XNT. Now, if you don't have XNT, you're not part of the validated program, then you pretty much have to buy it, and you have to buy it through the bridge, which I'm not showing today, but you can do that, show through the bridge. If you want me to show you the bridge, leave a comment, but other than that, you can join the Telegram groups for X1 and do that, or just hit me up and to Kryptonite Show, and we can help you out with all that. So we've got the standard here for XNT. So if you're going to buy that at the moment, there's no market price for XNT. apart from a vault price. So the vault price is fixed. So there's no price discovery in XNT at the moment. So we know there's 1,010 million coins approximately. So that at $1 with the vault price, that equates that the X1 chain's worth $1 billion, right? That's the basic idea. But of course, it's not a price discovery value for that. Now, where is the price discovery for X1, XNT? Presumably, when we get the XDEX launching, that'll be the first price discovery, and it might be worth 10 cents, 30 cents, it might be worth $5, right? We just don't know how that's going to be, and it can of course change in value over time. But remember that a lot of the coins are actually locked up in the validators right now, about 970 million, 970 million out of that 1 billion and 10 million. So it's a big chunk, right? What do we say about, huge number there. So at the moment, if you want to register this as an NFT, it's going to cost you 9 XNT coins. All right, so you have to, if you want to buy that, you have to go over the bridge. And what you do is that you get a Solana wallet, like a backpack wallet, or you can download the basic fork wallet that Jack Levin has launched, and you can then send some Solana there. You need USDX. You're going to need a little bit of Solana, but you'll need USDC on Solana, and you can use Change now, all sorts of bridges and everything like that to try and send stuff there. And then you can use the bridge, get yourself some XNT through the bridge really fast. It's super fast. And then you can register a domain name there and have your own domain name on the X1. Now you can speculate, of course, and get a whole ton of them, right? Or you can just get one for yourself, right, to have your own personal address. You decide. But you can have it as an NFT, and apparently that's going to have rarity attached to it, right? So pretty cool. So it says 9 XNT here, but the domain is 4 XNT, and the NFT is priced at 5 XNT. So that's $9 altogether. You just get the domain name as normal. It's just 4 XNT. So there we go. It's kind of cool. It's the X1 NS is just a business just like anything else. So they have their charges. They've developed the site, and they're to the market first, right? First to market there. All right, so that's kind of cool. Now there are the other extensions. So this one here is the X1, which is kind of the premium name service. Then there's XNT, which is kind of at the moment the second most valuable, and then Zen is the third at the moment. That could switch around though, potentially. It could if the Zen community comes in big on that. Also got some AI-powered suggestions, so it goes through that as well. So it's pretty cool, and you can basically just register that and connect your wallet and buy them. Basically, it's pretty easy. Just click a few buttons there. All right, so obviously the more characters you have, so if you have one character, it's more expensive, right? So that's the most expensive, just one character, .x1. So you can see .x1, and it's 80 XNT. So it's it's $80 there, plus $5 for the NFT, and it's $85 if you're gonna register it as an NFT. So that's important there. NFT, of course, generally is tradable. So if you have two digits, that's obviously going to be a bit cheaper. So not 80, it's going to be 60, and plus 5 for the NFT there. If you're going to have 3 digits or 3 characters, it is currently $40. And if you do 4 characters or 40 XNT, and currently at the vault price of $1, so 40. 1, 2, 3, 4 is actually gone. So there we go. People are hunting particular number combinations is gone, but that would normally cost us something. Let me do another number here. Let me do 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, and that will be, we'll see the price there. So that's 12 XNT for 4 characters, right? And then finally, 5 characters or more, basically 4 XNT. So 5 characters or more, 4 XNT or more. So that's basically how the pricing works. And it gives you AI suggestions as well if you want to check those out. So that's how you do it. And once you do get a name, it will show up on my domains if your wallet's connected. And you'll see a whole ton of tablets here, depending on how you're viewing it. You might have a lot of lines or tablets, and it will show you your NFT. And it's really cool to have one there. It's at least one. Now, if you're going to speculate, you can get as many as you want. Try and get all the remaining names that are still cool. I'm sure there's plenty of cool, pretty in-demand names that haven't been picked out yet, but you've got to do some thinking about it and some research potentially. And that, because a lot of the people have gone for a lot of the, like I said, a lot of the Zen X1 community people names, crypto names, popular corporations like Google, popular crypto memes, things like that. So people are going for, trying to hunt those down. Number combinations, all sorts of, and also for maybe crypto history type things. I don't know. There's all sorts of things that people think that might be valuable, and we'll find out what it actually means. So in due course. So the marketplace is where everyone can go and list them. Last time I checked, there was about 10% that were were registered, which is pretty cool. So if we go to the homepage again, we can actually see the total actually. So out of premium domains, so that's the X1 for the X1 chain, we've got 1,554 names so far that have been booked or paid for. We've got 495 XNT domains, which is the name of the coin or fee coin. And then we've got Zen, of course. We've got 170 of those at the moment. So that's kind of the way the market's valuing it already. And then we've got 2,219 altogether at the moment. So I can't remember what we had last time I checked. I think we had 1,980 or something last time we did a stream about 4 or 5 days ago. So you can go back and watch that. But that is, I think we might have grown by, let's say, 300 since then. That's my guess there. Going to the marketplace again, and we can see the price. Now you can hit the price low to high, and you can see the low price here. We've got 66666 5 sixes at 9x NXT. So we know that they paid, well, if they were if they're before the first 1,500, they would have had half the fees or something. But at the current prices, that would have been equivalent to, what do we say, 4 XNT. So there's a profitability there, arguably, of at least 5 XNT if they sold that. They got apple.zen. Now we know Zen is the third kind of most popular domain name, but the name Apple obviously is a popular corporate name. It's kind of the thing there. So that's kind of the idea. What else we got? We've got this one here. It's got number 8x1. They're charging for $10. That is what did I say here? Sorry, the 18888 is charging 10 XNT. So this gives you an idea, but you can switch the price from high to low. So we'll do that, and you can see the most expensive. Now you might have to change your filter. Sometimes people have defaulted. I think it's defaulted at 100,000 XNT for the price, but if you add another 0, you should see anything above that. Now remember, there's actually not that much XNT running around. Remember that what do we say, about 970 million out of 1 billion and 10 million is actually staked. So I don't know, some of these high prices, I don't know. Now we're probably going to have something in history books in the future, perhaps that someone pays some expensive amount of XNT depending on what it's priced at, but I don't know, just not at the moment. I can't see it unless someone does something by mistake or something. I don't know, but you get on a point. What will the market decide what's valuable? Obviously, people are trying to make good guesses, but yeah, these ones are all at $1 million. So you got digital gold for $1 million XNT. I think that's way out of the mark there. Now, if there had been a X1 domain name, I wouldn't even think that was there, because I think there's a lot of better names that are on the list that might be more valuable than digital gold. Now, I still think that's a good keyword combination, but still not where I'd put it at the top here, and who knows who in the market's going to play $1 million XNT. We saw, I think, a lot of the top validators that are not X1 labs have got I think it's 270,000 XNT or something state like that. So I just don't, hard to see anything getting transferred up here, but look, we'll find out. Just playing the logic game there. So we've got one here, Mike.x1. So if your name's Mike, you're willing to pay a 1 million XNT? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, so we've got Oracle there as well. Now, these haven't even got X1 domains on them. So, take note of that. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, X1 is clearly the most favored there for the actual chain, but the others also have their value for different things. Stablecoin.x1, and someone's asking 133,000 XNT for that. So we'll see how that goes. We've got stable as well, but the rarer that they are, the better. Let me see here, NFT.x1. I mean, that could be pretty valuable, right? NFT.x1. Someone's asking for 133,000 XNT for that too. So we'll see. Maybe we'll bring the bridge up. Shall we bring the bridge up just in case? Because someone's talking about the bridge. So maybe I'll bring the bridge up. Let me just a moment in case people do want to bridge over from some stuff. All right, so we'll bring the bridge up if you guys want to check it out, and because Elron's brought that up. So at the moment, the bridge is here. Like I say, you can get a backpack. Yeah, 4,300 XNT in there. They're all worth $1 each, so that's equivalent to $4,300. pretty nice little earner there for the provider there. Jack Levin on that one. But that is the link. There's the link. So let's post it in. The X1 bridge has 4,000 years. So that is the link to the bridge there, app-dev.bridge.x1. And of course, you can double check that with Jack Levin on X if you want. So go for gold on that. So all you have to do is connect up, have some Solana USDC, and it's super fast. As soon as you click that button, pretty much, once you're connected, click the button, you can decide how much you want. And currently there is 4,300 in the vault. It gets filled up, maybe not every day, but probably every 2 days, at least when it gets empty. There we go. All right, so that is the X1 right now, so you can check that out. If you're on, I don't know if you're on X, let me just pull it up and so forth. So actually, I might just post the links afterwards after the live stream on X, but you can see them on there. Yeah, that's the link there if you want to copy that down. All right, so that's the key right now. Let's jump over to some other stuff there. So we've got lots of things there. We've got some popular meme coins down here: Pingu, HODL, Fartcoin. Well, HODL's a key crypto word, so we've got some of those. They're all around 100,000 XNT. So presumably the meme coins are going to get pretty popular. So we'll see what they get priced at in the future. Now we're on page 2 of the most high value. We can see some more here. X1.x1. It's got a little. I think that might have a little emoji in there. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like a little emoji. I'm not sure. It's 100,000. So we've got some of the top ones here. SHIB, another popular meme coin, 100,000. So we'll see what the market price is, all these things at, etc. So and it just goes down through the list there. So it's a shopping place, but we'll see what that's all worth in the future. Now, what happens if when price discovery is on XNT and it goes to 10 cents? So the chain's valued at $100 million. Then if you're getting 100,000 XNT, that's at 10 cents now. So instead of being $100,000, it's now $10,000 if you did sell it to things. So there's lots of things, variables to be seen in the future, of what they were. So people obviously minted them, maybe a maximum cost of 80 XNT, but in the future, who knows what people will pay them, thousands, 10,000s, I don't know. We're going to find out. It's all part of market price discovery we see all over and over again, and particularly in new blockchains. So that's some of the cool stuff there. There's also subdomains, which I hadn't actually seen. So create unlimited subdomains for your X1 NST domain. I hadn't actually seen that there until just now. So it looks like that's launched as well from the looks of it. So you can make subdomains under your main name. There's also some docs and roadmap and API. You can check that out in due course, but that is where we're ticking through at the moment. And so we've ticked through what foundation on launch, marketplace, and NFT features. And so, they're pretty much, I think, gearing up. What else they got in here? NFT domain marketplace, primary profile pages, maybe a couple of these things. Maybe they've not done profile pages. I need to go an emoji. No, it looks like they've done everything on this table here for Q4. So Q4's done. Q1, from the looks of it, unless they come up with something new that they haven't announced, they got multi-chain resolution and also advanced domain management coming up for Q1. So we'll see how they go Q2 next year, mobile and developers. But if they're ahead of time, they might bring a lot of the stuff forward, right? So that is kind of the play there. So pretty cool. So X1 there has its own solid domain name service. You can get your own name now. You can trade it on the marketplace. You can turn it into an NFT. The NFT is going to have rarity on it. You can then also buy and sell on the marketplace. You can have subdomains, and pretty exciting. So everything's ticking along there with the name service for X1 chain. So far we've looked at the X1 chain. We've also looked at the domain name service so that you can have an address, customized address, etc. And that's game on. So those are kind of the two DeFi things, the validators program and the name service kicking it out. So let's get into the next thing, of course, is Jack Levin, the founder of X1, said to commemorate 1,000 validators on our mainnet, and we saw that earlier on the blockchain data, I've decided to launch a beta demo test version of Vero prediction markets on X1 blockchain. Now, we know that prediction markets are probably going to be a pretty popular category on crypto, and they seem to be gaining a bit more traction. Just the other day on CoinGecko, for example, we saw that one of the prediction markets had really just jumped up in value. So here we are on X1 now with Vero prediction markets. I'm inviting all community members to kick its tires and report any issues. This is a pre-launch version, but the points in the XNT you earn are real, as they say, real. If you have difficulty starting or have questions, you can jump into the validator group. So it's got the link there. The market restarts every 5 minutes, and the period will be extended to 30 minutes in the final production version there. So the game's on for 5 minutes pretty much in terms of predicting the market price. And that's got a cool picture. Can you see that? Yeah. So we got X1 Vero prediction markets, rapid fire there. We got, will Bitcoin go up or down? And it's got the Bitcoin price and up and down volume, total volume there. And hopefully you're right within that 5 minutes times, I guess. And you can place a XNT bet, and you can win or lose. And what else? You can gain some points for the core, which we're going to talk about coming up, because the core is going to be very, very exciting. So that's the play there at the moment on that. So kind of neat. There's also a leaderboard. So if you want to get in the leaderboard with your points, no doubt that's probably going to flow into the core, is my guess, maybe. So we've got 5 users, total points from trades from 1. So that's would have gone up now. There's just a snapshot. You can see the top wallets there as well at the moment. And I believe that Trees, which is one of the 2 main influencers for X1, is trying to become top dog there. So good luck there, Trees, on that one. Right, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, what else there? We've even got Littleverse out there. Look at that Littleverse out there. So yeah, pretty cool. So lots of people are excited about that. That is on the. You can actually do that now. Yeah, very cool. I don't know they haven't got the link there, but it is there. You can actually play. So I think you have to. I think you might have to find the site there. I do have it. I do have it saved here, but I haven't got it on at the moment. Shall we pull it up? Let me pull it up for a minute. Let me just jump out of view here, and we're going to pull it up because I'm pretty sure I saved that earlier. So let's pull it up. Should have had that ready, but yeah, sometimes you don't. All right, so let's come back into that view. So that is the view there, and you can see it operating in real time. So that's pretty cool. So that is from Jack Levin, and I will post you a link to that. Let me just scroll back down here again. Yeah, so here's Trees here, the influencer. I need to be first on the Vero.x1 site there because he wants to win and get a lot of points. And so pretty much that. So kind of cool. Where'd the link go here? Yeah, so that's the link to the actual post. If you guys want to check that out, you can do that. And I'll post the link to the actual what's Vero.x1.xyz. But that's ticking away there too. So that's the link there to that post. And the Vero market there. I'm not sure where the leaderboard is on this though. That's the only thing. I'm not sure where the leaderboard is. So you might have to ask in Telegram there. I'm not sure where that is. Let's see. Let's just scroll back up here a little bit here and just look at leaderboard there. I'm not sure where the leaderboard is in respect to that. So it's the one thing I haven't worked out. So we've got the Vero, we've got the links to the website, but not the leaderboard. I'm not sure if there's a little toggle here that I'm missing. Maybe I'm missing it. But maybe you have to log on. Not sure. But there's a leaderboard. And that's the website here. So let me post that as well. So it's the Vero.x1.xyz is the market then. And of course, if you are, basically speculating on it with the Vero prediction market, every 5 minutes, then, you will win and lose, no doubt. And you can make money or lose money pretty much. So you can play around with that if you're familiar or not. So that is the Vero markets. So that was pretty huge news. And we can see that Trees is enjoying that. And then the next big thing that we've had besides the prediction market go live and what I call the next wave, right, is the next wave. So we've obviously had the expansion of the name service with NFTs and subdomains and things like that. But we've also obviously had the Vero prediction markets go live as a real test or beta on the X1. So that's cool. And people are earning XP points from the looks of it all on the leaderboard. And then, of course, we've got the next thing coming up. So those are the 2 big things that have come in the next wave, but we've got big things coming up. So this is now we're looking forward to things that are about to launch. And that is the core is coming. So this just came out only a few hours ago. In fact, about seven, almost 8 hours ago. And the core is coming. So this is Jason, right? Jason is the developer for X1 that's building out XDEX, DGen, and the core, so 3 different main protocols. And Jason got bought in-house by the X1 team from Jack Levin and Sun Tzu. And so now he's part of the team there, and of course working on some pretty important DeFi for the X1 chain. I'm really going to take it to finish off the core, I would say, of, ironically, the core or the main group of protocols for the X1 chain. And then that's when it is, that's when the explosion can begin. Really is the next level there. So laying the foundation, how about we put it that way. So core is coming. The X1 X system is about to level up. XP, so experience points there from every protocol flows. So that's really important. Every protocol flows into the core and converts into XNT. Now, we covered this last time, but this is getting really close. So it's going to be really cool. Trade on XDEX. So XDEX is coming up too. We're going to talk about that briefly. And launch on DGen. Make predictions on Vero, which we just covered, right? That beta is already on the X1 Live. Store it all in your X1 wallets, which is pretty cool. Earn everywhere. So everything that you do everywhere. Well, not everything you do, but the things that are assigned. Redeem in one place. So pretty cool. And we've gone through a lot of that stuff. So let's have a quick look at a few of these snapshots there. I'm going to go to the bigger screen so you guys can see. So you can see actually let's go to the smaller screen because it's cutting off some stuff there. So you can actually see that this is on the core. The core, it's got a dashboard at the top there. It's got my core, so your XP that you've got, your analytics of probably how you got it. The platform, the vault, the rates, and the rankings. So you'll be ranked against other people all over X1 blockchain. Isn't that crazy? I love it. Imagine, if we, have something like 10,000, wallets operating on Pulse Chain every day. Imagine how many will operate on X1, particularly the gateway to Solana and Solana users coming over as well, Zen users, all those, all sorts of people in general crypto coming to X1, and you could have a lot of rankings on this, right? A lot of rankings. So pretty exciting. And then, of course, it's got protocols, the wallet, the DEX, XDEX, the DGen, and the Vero. So it's showing you the different protocols that will be applicable that can earn XP. So that list could be, quite a good, fine, potentially qualified list, which would be good. So, you're not getting too many crazy projects on there. And that all those will be earning, right? So the more you use them, the more earnings they will make, and it's more self-fulfilling. The whole protocol becomes, right? So XDEX total XP, so it's just showing an example there for XDEX. If you tap on that, it's got an example there, 5 XP. Apparently this is 100% of your total XP, so apparently all that transactions for this particular example were on XDEX, which is the big DEX going to be launching on the old X1 chain or new X1 chain. Swap activity, it's got, if you're doing swapping, it's got some XP just for earning swapping. So XP is this experience points that you're earning. Farming there, 0.29% for farming. And then liquidity, providing liquidity, 4.54 XP. So and it gives you a number of positions and deposits and swaps that you've made as well. Leaderboard there, it's got the leaderboard for that protocol for XDEX. And it's also got some of the recent activity that's earning XP on that as well. So it's got liquidity, swapping, canceling, staking, all sorts of things like that. So it's pretty cool. I like this too. You know what I like about this core? It's also got the XDEX as well. So as soon as you go to there, you're going to be able to go straight to the XDEX and participate. I love that. Taking all, no having to work out where you go, what's the site, and etc. Not having to worry about Googling and getting, rugged, something like that. The next one, of course, we got here is Vero. So they've got XDEX as a double Vero. Now we just looked at the performance, that market on beta, right? We just looked at it from Jack Levin, and it's got total XP here, 48,000, all activities. It's got predictions. You made predictions. It says here, I think 93 or something predictions. 28,500 predictions here. Staking, 12,000 points, 24 stakes that someone's made here. Trading, they made 35 trades, 5,250 points. So it gives you an idea of all the XP they've earned. So pretty neat. This person obviously likes, the gambling side, the prediction side of 28,500. It's got total contributions there. It's got recent activities, predictions, staking, referrals. Going to referrals there too. Pretty cool for the Vero. And of course, activity breakdown. So predictions, trading, staking, and referrals there. It's got a breakdown of that too, including active activity plus for the predictions market referrals. So it's kind of neat. So it's a double whammy. You think about not only you earning XP that encourages you to use it, but you also got referrals, particularly for the prediction market. So that also adds that extra, usability there that people would use it and refer it on. We also got the DGen there as well. So it's going through a couple of protocols. We've got the DGen showing no one that they have in this example. No one's used it here, but except for wallet on the leaderboard. DGen, of course, launch a token launcher. And so got launchpad activity there. Skull Wars. Now there's a big community of Skull Wars guys. These do competitions. So that's going to be pretty big. I think that's going to be an area that's going to pick up very quickly in the use case, because obviously there's a big community with skulls. If you've been in X1 community, see a lot of these guys with their profile pics with their skulls, NFTs there from DGen, taken away there as well. So that's cool. And then you've got the top one here, protocol wallets. So you've got wallets at the top here. They haven't got any examples on here, but a couple of people on the leaderboard there using the X1 wallet. Now in the wallet, of course, you can do swapping, you can do bridging, transfers, connecting, and of course we know Jack Levin, just for speed, has decided to fork the open source code for the wallet backpack, which is normally a red little backpack profile that you'll see on the if you have it to Chrome, for example, it will show up a little red backpack. And he's forked that, and he's going to be customizing it so that it shows up, X1 dollar signs and project tokens, lots of stuff, and you're going to be able to swap and bridge and everything else in the wallet as well. So that's going to be major, huge. Can't wait around for the team backpack with the, and can't wait for 2026 when you just launch your blockchain. You got to have it out now. So that's pretty cool. So Jack's working on that, and people can already use that fork if they want to. So it's kind of cool. So that is working pretty nicely there. Yeah, looking good. So that's the 4 little snapshots there. And of course, we looked at the other sneak previews that we saw from the Telegram the other day, and of course that had approximately around about 3% as a benchmark there of how much of the protocol revenue may go into the rewards for XNT to those that are in XP. So we'll find out what the final amount will be, obviously, when it goes live. But that was pretty interesting, and yeah, I think that was a really good balance. You probably wouldn't want any more than 3 to 5%, and I thought that was a good balance there. So pretty exciting, and yeah, people are going to like earning those XPs. So that is core. That is coming. It is coming, he says. So not too far away, and we did see Jack Levin excited about that too on the post. So that was pretty cool, coming from Jack Levin. So fun times are ahead here for the old chain. In fact, I think we can go to Jack Levin, and I think he's got a little response to that. Let's go, he says, let's go. So that was 7 hours ago. So nice. All right, so some good stuff happening here. Let's jump over to some of the other things that are coming from the team. So obviously XDEX. Now this is the main thing, really, if you think about it, for any blockchain, is having a place of price discovery and where projects can be, thrive on top of the chain. And so here we've got the swapping. Obviously, people will be able to swap all sorts of tokens, XNT and XN, of course. So we talked about the 2 parts. So there's the validating side, which is the proof of stake side of the chain, which is already running. That's kind of the first DeFi. And then the second part is the Zen blocks, which people are earning XNM tokens, and those haven't been allocated yet. So once XDEX gets launched, those will probably be airdropped / claimable onto the XDEX, and so they'll show up in here. So you can already see on the testnet, this is the testnet, we've got XNT, the main coin there for the blockchain, the fee coin, and XNM there, the proof of work coin there as well. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Now we do also have the XDEX coin there. Now presumably that's also still going to be the case there. Can't remember 100% what that's what they're doing, but I think we have its own DEX coin, and then also maybe the core has related to the core a little bit there too. We'll see. So that's the sort of the 3 main ones there. Now you got Wraps XNT, of course, for DeFi. You need a Wrap version. That's in there as well. And then of course you'll have lots of other tokens in the protocol as well. So there'll be lots of things, just like any normal swapping there. Now people, obviously, you need liquidity, so people will have to provide liquidity, and it's going to be quite a price discovery when, say, Zen block people get their proof of work rewards in terms of XNM, and they'll be able to provide liquidity, presumably stake it for XNT yield as well. And when you do Zen blocks, you also get super blocks. And the last knowledge that I was aware of, that they were going to be used as some sort of booster. So assuming that is still true, then you may be able to have some sort of staking booster there with the or multiplier factor there for the XNM coin. So that's kind of where I see it at the moment, subject to the team's final tokenomics. All right, so that's got liquidity. Obviously, you need liquidity to buy and sell. That's just the way it goes. So it's a good way of earning DeFi income with the old liquidity there, and in some cases maybe some passive income too, with more non-volatile assets or stable coins, those things like that. So yeah, pretty cool. When you get liquidity, you get LP tokens or liquidity provider tokens, and so not only do you earn fees and liquidity pools, but you can then go to the farms and potentially earn some farming yields on top of that. So it's kind of cool. So if you stake LP tokens, you're going to be able to earn XDEX rewards in here. So the DEX token itself, kind of cool. No doubt there may be others as well in the future. Now, remember, whenever you're doing something like that, if you're swapping, if you're providing liquidity, if you're farming, what happens? You get XP points, remember, in the core. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. And, of course, you get a share of all the platform revenues from the qualified projects that we already went through, including the prediction market. So pretty cool. I love it. It's really, really tidy. We got you can also stake your XDEX, so the main fee coin, and you can stake that and apparently earn more XDEX based on the way the testnet is set up at the moment. Valor stake, you can also stake your XNT or delegate it for a existing validator, and you can get a share of the rewards there. And the APR, around 8% at the moment, as we said, and so forth. So you can do all that. It's kind of cool. You will have an unlocking period there with the validator, no doubt, which I'm not for sure it's 24 hours or something like that. So maybe I think a epoch's about 24 hours or so. So it'll be something like that. Now you can also mint your own token on here, so you can do that too. So you can mint your own token. You've got a portfolio watcher here as well. So you connect your watch up and you can check your portfolio against swapping, liquidity, farm, etc. All that stuff. And then, of course, there's the Launchpad. So the Launchpad is going to open up DGen. So if you click on that, it will open up DGen there. I already had it open, but it'll open up DGen. Now, DGen is the token launcher there, and you'll be able to not only launch on Solana as you can now, but you'll be able to do, that's called a Chad launch, Chad. And then you've got Giga launch, which will be X1. So when X1's live, you'll be able to launch a token on there. So for those that want to set up your own community, always get in early on the chain and build up from the beginning. But remember, when you do a token, depending on what you're trying to achieve with it and how much influence you have on markets and things, you've got to do. It's like your own business. So it depends on where you are. If you're a small player, it's a lot of, like your own business. You've got to do a lot of marketing. If you're a bigger player with some manipulation tools, then maybe you can make it pump and dump or whatever you're doing. It depends on what your goals are and who you are, etc., and what your capabilities are. So we've got Giga launch there, so it's been pretty positive though, and a lot of people are going to be doing that now. Apparently, some people are already able to launch some tokens on the chain, interacting with the chain, but this is going to be for everybody to be able to use, and obviously you're going to need liquidity pools, right? So you set up a token, and you still need to set up liquidity pools there, and we're waiting for XDEX for that. So we've got DGen launch as well. DGen launch will be launching on both Solana and X1 at the same time. Pretty exciting, and of course they've got maximum supply there, 100 billion apparently on those, so 100% LP locked as well. So there we go, and you've got the usual ticker stuff there, social media and stuff for your ticker. So it's kind of cool. They've got the feed in there. You got cool things in here, the feed. They've got the swap. You can swap in here as well. They've got the shill board. You can go shill the shill board there, add a video. And you got staking as well, I think, for the DGen token. So I believe the DGen token's already trading on Solana, as I understand it. And then, of course, you've got these the Skull NFTs, I think they are. And, of course, there's Skull Wars, right? So got the NFTs, and you'll see a lot of these in the X1 community. We're in Zen community wearing these things. So got trading competitions, weekly loyalty competitions, or lottos. They've got the weekly schedule and everything like that. And there's quite a few people involved with this, so it's kind of cool. You can see their skulls on their profiles, so not bad. That's it. So that's the testnet XDEX. So I'll post that in the chat there as well. Hey, good to see you, Eddie. Welcome. So that is the testnet there for XDEX. So bam, that is currently. So that's going to come live. We understand that there's a requirement for a change in the blockchain for all that to happen, but that is coming soon. That's coming soon. So the core is probably going to be potentially out first, and then suddenly, bam. Once you got the XP out, right, people can earn XP, and then you can launch all the protocols that are on there, right? So obviously, we saw the beta version of the predictions market, but we'll get XDEX, DGen, and the wallet, I guess, fully operational there. So kind of cool. Let's get ready. Right, so that is the XDEX there, testnet. Check it out. Like I say, you can use, you can use a Phantom wallet. You can use a backpack wallet. You can use the forked wallet as it currently is from Jack Levin. I think you have to join in to one of the communities there. I think it is X1 Valid Army or XDEX. I think it's X1 Valid Army. You can join. I think it is. So you can get hold of that. So join up there and ask away. Jack Levin is in there. It might be pinned to the top as well of the chat. So that's pretty cool. So looking good there. Now, finally, what else is coming up in the next wave as part of the, I guess, the foundation of X1 is the X1 Vault. So it's kind of cool. This is a third-party operation as well, just like we saw with the X1 name service. This is not the official team, unlike the other things that we saw, like the prediction market, the core, DGN, and XDEX. And this is X1 Vault. So this is on the testnet at the moment. So you can go test that. Basically, you can put inscriptions on the blockchain for X1, all sorts of things, encyclopedias and, pictures, all sorts of stuff. You can see people have already put Richard Hart on one of these on the testnet. And so people will be able to do this on live soon, on the X1 Live, but it's on testnet at the moment. So that's coming from ZenPub. ZenPub, of course, is the big information site for Zen, X1, etc. These guys are super duper good, and they do lots of other services as well. They even got a ZenBlock miner, Zenium, Zen.pub as well, that they've been tweaking and doing pretty well. So they're pretty awesome. They've also got lots of cool diagrams about the Zen ecosystem. So these guys do a bit of everything, and they do it well, right? So they do it very well. So you can see some cool stuff there. If you want to if you want to geek out, you can go geek out on everything. They got some beautiful diagrams there. Pretty amazing, really, really cool. So in X1 Vault there too, they got that. If you want to geek out on X1 Vault and the inscriptions on the blockchain, you can see all the how it works, all the logistics there. Kind of cool. Very cool. So that is from ZenPub there, and big shout out to the team. Always been a big fan of them. And I got even some more stuff here. Just inscribed the entire American King James Bible on X1 testnet blockchain via X1 Vault. Uploaded in less than 1 minute, using only 7 validators. Optional compression there as well. So that's cool. Cost them almost 13 XNT there. Pretty cool. They've even got an estimated X1 mainnet inscription cost. What have they got here? 1 XNT. So yeah, 10. Something like 10 to 12 XNT there. For the block when it goes live on the actual live network. So that's coming up as well from a third-party team in ZenPub, which is pretty cool. So I'll leave a link to that in the chat there as well if you guys want to check it out. So that is kind of our last update for the X1 chain as it's laying down the foundation for an absolute takeoff and project boom on the chain. So pretty cool. You can see it's going to be pretty well organized, right? Well staked, so most of the XNT from the validator staked in the validator, so that's going to help with value over time, hopefully really well. Secondly, it's laying a very strong foundation with that core product and earning XP across qualified protocols, obviously including the DEX, the DGen launcher, and the predictions market, and a lot of other DeFi and GameFi protocols that are probably going to come in the future. And then, of course, the market itself is going to start, all the developers will just flood on and start building their own stuff too. And with the chain operating super smooth and with, 1,100 validators or so, it's set up really, really nice. I think a very, very smooth launch and just ramping up. So by the end of Christmas, end of December, we should have all that foundation laid for 2026 at this rate, the way things are going. So pretty exciting there. And a wallet to boot. All right, so that's pretty much it on that one. Hope you guys have enjoyed the latest update there for X1, and hopefully it saved you guys a lot of time. If you're new to X1, if you're obviously in X1, you know it all already, but if you're new, I'm sure that it's been pretty exciting. So yeah, I think it's the 4th video that we've done now. We're going to obviously keep doing it every maybe 5 to 7 days, covering X1, and yeah, it's pretty exciting, man. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Pretty flawless so far. What's the other thing I'm going to say? Yep, as soon as we get some new stuff, we'll definitely bring that into the next show, maybe within 5 to 7 days. And yeah, we're just tagging that as we go. Hey, we've got the founder in the house there, just see popping in. Mr. Jack Levin reposted the stream. I appreciate that. Thanks very much. And yeah, we're just excited about where everything's heading there, Jack, and it's looking really, really, really good. All right. Yeah, so X1, guys, check it out. Just in summary, we've got the validators at the moment with the proof of stake side operating. That's kind of the first DeFi there. DeFi sounds very, very posh. DeFi. And then we've got the ZenBlock still out there doing ZenBlocks. A lot of people doing that. And the hash rate's around about 10,000 or so, 8,000 at the lowest I've seen. I think I've seen it recently. So you can do Zen blocks, and that will, as we understand it, be airdropped with the XNM tokens for the proof of work side when the XDEX goes live. So yeah, the core's coming probably first at this stage. It looks really hot as we just went through. And then we've got XDEX, the main market. We'll have price discovery. We've got the prediction market on beta now. We've got the DGen coming out with the launches and the skulls and the NFTs. And we've got the name service looking pretty hot. And these guys are kicking out of the park, the old name service there. So big shout out to them. And yeah, it looks game on, guys. Absolute game on. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to wrap up here. So it's an hour live stream. If you've just come into the stream, go back and, of course, watch it from the beginning. We've covered everything there that I'm aware of. And if we've anything we've missed, let me know. But we'll do another show in about 5 to 7 days. I think this is our 4th one we've done. So, yeah, we're following the journey, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. And by Christmas time, I think it's going to be race on there for the old X1 for sure. All right, take care and enjoy. Take care. And I'll try and post all the links that I had on X there after the show. All right, take care. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell. Until then, see you tomorrow. Bye.